Running through mazes. No, wait, he was running through buildings. How does that make sense? Whoa! Oh my god, guys. How's it going? I literally just got back from the movie theater. Like, it hasn't even been a minute since I've gotten back from the movie theater. And I am already doing a review on, if you guys can tell from the intro, we are reviewing the Maze Runner Scorch Trails, or Maze Runner 2. Alright. First of all, I have got to say that Scorch Trails was pretty good. It was really good. It was really good. Oh, you guys wondering what I'm doing? I'm petting my cat. I'm petting my cat right now. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry. So, first of all, I would just like to say that Scorch Trails is a very well put together film. It doesn't really follow the same flow of the first Maze Runner, but in my opinion, usually most of the time the sequel isn't as good as the original, but I have to admit this one definitely held its own against the first one, and it had some things from the first one, like there was one scene where he was like all, where the main character Thomas, he was all drunk. He was all drunk and he was in this I wouldn't necessarily call it a bar. It was like a, oh god, what was it? It was like a party kind of. So yeah, he got all trippy. He was tripping balls in a party, and yeah, he's on the ground. He's crawling. He's still tripping. And then next thing you know, he starts hallucinating stuff, and he hallucinates the grievers, and yeah, and then that's like the only time we ever see them. Yeah, I gotta get something to drink. I don't want to show the logo of this pop I'm about to drink because I don't want to get copyrighted. All right. That's good. All right. Anyway, so so there are some characters that the characters are Thomas, Teresa, Minko, I think his name was Minko, Eris, I think Eris, and a whole bunch of other characters. Did I say Teresa? I don't know if I did. Hi, Mandy. Hi. Yeah. The movie was surprisingly long. Now, let's talk about the new enemy. So, the new enemy, I don't know if this was an original enemy from the first film or not, but the new enemy in Maze Runner 2 was the Wicked, and the Wicked is basically they're basically a group that is supposedly keeping survivors from the maze and putting them in a safe place, but when secretly they are attempting to use their blood for something. I didn't really get that, but yeah, like for instance, there's this one scene where Eris and Thomas, they sneak into this laboratory room with there's these dead bodies, and they're all hooked up to these tubes and stuff, and they're like draining them. Thomas even says in the film, he says they're draining them. Yeah, and they're draining them of their blood to do something, and I don't necessarily know. But there are other enemies in this film, and freaking zombies, guys. Freaking zombies. Oh my god. And you thought the grievers were You thought that they were kind of scary. No, they added freaking zombies into this movie. Now I didn't know that they were actually zombies when they first showed up. They showed up because the movie begins with Thomas getting taken away from his mom and being put into this cage, which is leading him up into the Scorch, not the Scorch, the maze from the first movie. Now, and then next thing you know, it comes to the actual Scorch trails, and they're taking him out of the helicopter from the first one, and the military guys that rescued them, they're shooting at what appears to be like zombies. And I even pointed out in the movie theater, I asked my dad, I was like, those zombies? Like, they just the way they were moving. And then once they escaped, later on in the film, once they escaped the Wicked, they went into this, this facility, kind of. It was kind of abandoned. They went in there, and then next thing you know, the power gets turned on. Minko turns on the power somehow. And then next thing you know, just a horde of these things just comes after them. And it's like, oh my god, I am getting Walking Dead. I am getting Walking Dead flashbacks all over again. And it was just, the movie itself was very, very intense. Especially the parts where the zombies showed up. Then, that's when things got a little intense. And, yeah. There was a lot of enemies. There was the Wicked, there was the zombies, there was the Wicked soldiers, which looked like soldiers from Destiny. Yeah. But, let's talk about some other stuff. First of all, there are things I did like with this movie. There definitely is some stuff I did like. And that was the fact that they're referencing the first film, and I like it when they do that in the sequel. They always reference something from the first film, and I think I always like it when they do that, because it brings back memories from the first film you watched. And every time you go into the movie theater to watch the sequel, you're thinking, this is going to be nothing like the first one. And then next thing you know, every once in a while, they'll throw in something from the first film to make you remember, oh, that was in the first film. Yeah, that's what they did with the Grievers, with the little Griever hallucination. Like, when I saw that scene when Thomas was hallucinating the Grievers, I was like, oh, it's the Grievers, and then, like, they just never showed up after that, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I thought they were going to do something. No, I guess not. I'm thirsty again, hold on. I was really thirsty. We didn't get any drinks. Anyway. I liked Thomas in this movie. And here's a couple of reasons why. Because he has not changed from the first film. Because in the first film, well, actually he kind of has changed a little bit. But, let's talk some differences here. First of all, in the first film, Thomas, he was kind of a noob. He was kind of a newbie. Because he was new to this whole thing. But as the thing rolled on with the first film, and then next thing you know, he starts becoming courageous. And now in this one, he's courageous, and he's not afraid to get in someone's face. So yeah, let me just tell you why. Because in this one, he's doing all this crazy stuff, and that I would not do. There are a lot of things that he did in that movie. I was just like, screw that. Like, oh my god, he did some really, really courageous things in this movie, and it's just it was just so cool, like, I've never. Hold on, it's candy from the parade. Anyway, I have never touched or read anything about the Maze Runner books, but I've heard stuff about them. I know that the Maze Runner movies are based off the novels, and yeah, I get that. Now, the part where Thomas flips off he puts the middle finger up. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, he puts up the middle finger at the guy that's keeping them there, and I'm like, oh, get pumped. That's how I said, but I was like, oh, in the theater. Yeah. And then, like, a whole bunch of other stuff is going on. He's, like, traveling around the sand. And keep in mind, guys, the zombies... Well, at first, I thought they were, like creatures or something. But no, they turned out to actually be zombies. And the thing is that they sound... If you guys have ever played The Last of Us, you would know what I'm about to say. The zombies sounded like freaking clickers from The Last of Us. I mean, you take a look, you listen to them, and then you listen to the clickers, and then you think to yourself, wow, those guys sound very similar. Me and my dad, I was talking to my dad about it in the theater. I was like, those things sound just like clickers. And then, like, after a while, he started listening, and he's like, oh my god, you're right, they do. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm not gonna go into details here. Actually, you know what? I am. I'm gonna do spoilers. Yeah. Yeah, so some guy gets bit. He's from the team. I think his name... I don't know what his name was. But, yeah, he gets bit. He gets infected. And the next thing you know, he has to kill himself while everyone else is walking away. And that's kind of sad. I could have sworn... I thought somebody was crying behind me. I don't know. But then, like, as soon as you think you're going to get over it, the next thing you know, Minku... Well... Actually, the group is in the middle of the desert, and it's dark out, and then next thing you know, it's a bad thunderstorm, they start running, Minko gets struck by lightning, and it's like, oh great, another character in peril, and then next thing you know, it went all silent. And then, I heard a girl in the theater when that happened, like, I was mumbling under my breath, I was like, oh no, and then, like, I hear this girl whispering to someone, she's like, oh no. Oh man, I wanted to laugh because we were both doing the same thing. It was so weird. What else? Yeah, like I said, there were things that were mentioned in this movie that was from the first one. And another one of those things besides the Grievers, and besides the mentioning of the, whatever it was, the Grove or something, I can't remember. Anyway, so Thomas has this little figure of Chuck, and if you guys don't remember who Chuck is, he sacrifices himself for Thomas in the first one when he gets killed by a Griever. Now, he starts mentioning Chuck, and yeah, and it's just like, oh, memories, and here's the thing, guys, I don't really remember a whole lot of things from the first film, but I do remember some stuff. Oh, man. But, yeah, like I said before, there was a lot of suspense in this film, and believe me, guys, I highly recommend you go see it. But there was some other things that I didn't necessarily agree with. Now, first of all, the first thing I did not like was the whole crap. Hold on. I didn't really necessarily like how this movie was kind of going a little... It was going very fast. Like, this movie was very fast paced, and then it slowed down every once in a while. Like, I actually didn't like when the movie started slowing down a bit. And the thing is that this movie was fast moving. Like, you got to see the characters running away from danger. Like, you get to see the freaking bad thing about this place that they're in. Almost like 15 minutes into the movie? Oh my god, it was like they were there for at least like 30 minutes or something, and the next thing you know, they're already running away. And it's like, wow, that was fast. Like, yeah. And then like after that, after all the suspense, everything starts slowing down because that it has to slow down and it has to recollect itself for it to speed up again. And there were some scenes that I thought that were taking a little too long to speed up, and I'm like, okay, where's the action gonna come in? And don't get me wrong, guys, there was a lot of action in this movie, but at the same time, the movie kind of slowed down a bit, like every once in a while, and it kind of uninterested me a little bit. But besides that, like, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much all the stuff I didn't like. And also, Teresa. Let's talk about Teresa. I did not like her in this movie. Specifically because, like I said, spoilers. She rats out, like, Thomas and the gang they're hiding from the wicked they're hiding from the wicked in this, like, desert mountain area with all these, survivors, or outsiders or something, but I don't know, they're camping there, and then, like, Teresa, she rats them out. She rats them out and gets the wicked to come there and attack them, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you were such a likable character in the first film, then you kind of got all weird in the second one, and then next thing you know, you betrayed everyone. Like, really? That's not cool. But, yeah. So the attack's going on, and then Minko gets captured. And then next thing you know, the day after that, they start Thomas wants to go back and get revenge and rescue Minko from the wicked. And then everyone's starting to... At first, everyone's like, are you kidding me? No, that's not a good idea. That's a suicide mission. And then next thing you know, everyone's starting to get into the thing where they're like, oh, okay, this actually isn't that bad of an idea. We can get revenge. Let's do that. And, yeah. So, this movie ends with the leader of the other group that's hiding asking Thomas, so kid, what's your plan? And then it ends right there. Ends right there. And you can tell that this is obvious. You couldn't tell that was setting up a third film. I'm sorry about that, but you had to be retarded or something, because there's obviously going to be a third Maze Runner movie. Why else do you think they would end it in a cliffhanger? They did the same thing in the first one, too. They ended it with a cliffhanger, and, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. If you guys have read the Maze Runner book, or if you've been through the whole Maze Runner series, can you let me know how many books there are? Because if there are that many books, then obviously there's going to be that much films. Like, for instance, if there's like 5 Maze Runner books, then there's going to be 5 Maze Runner movies. But don't get me wrong, guys, this movie was pretty good. If I was to have to rate this movie, I would give this movie a 90 out of 100%. I would give this movie a 90%. So, yeah. Hi, Dad. What are you doing? Alright, then. Anyway. So, yeah, I would give this movie a 90%. And, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so hopefully you guys... If you guys did see if you guys haven't seen the Scorch Maze Runner 2 or Maze Runner Scorch Trails, whatever you want to call it, I highly recommend you go see that one. And if you have not seen the first one, then go see the first one first, and then go and see the second one. It's in theaters right now. But you see, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that is how there's something that really bugged me, and that was the fact that this movie came out a year after the first one. Now, usually, when there's going to be a sequel to a movie, it usually takes a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years for the second one to come out. No, this one, the second Maze Runner movie, came out right, like, the first Maze Runner movie came out 2014. This one came out this year. So I'm wondering to myself, if there's going to be since there is going to be a third Maze Runner movie, is it going to come out next year? Because that would make so much sense, because first one came out 2014, this one came out 2015, next one should come out 2016. That would make sense. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, overall, I thought this was a good film. And I highly suggest that you guys go see it. Yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. And once again, if you guys have not seen any of the Maze Runner films, I suggest you go see them, because they are pretty good. So yeah. Hopefully you like, comment, and subscribe for more gaming, reviews, action figure roleplays, and other stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you guys later in another video. Goodbye, dudes. Don't run too far into that maze, because maybe you'll get stuck in there and you'll get killed by griefers. Griefers is whatever. I suck. Stay cool. Goodbye.